Welcome to In It to Win It. This is Steve Barton, and thank you for tuning in. We are here with Will Ansley of Silver Storm. Will, thank you for coming on the show.
Thanks, Steve. Thanks for having me.
Yes. Okay. Go ahead and your company is Silver Storm. Real quick, market cap, cash, debt.
Okay. Yeah. Will Ansley. I'm the COO of Silver Storm Mining. The market cap is approximately 60 million Canadian. What's that? 2 million US these days? 48 or something. I don't know. False. No debt and just under $1 million in cash.
Okay. All right. And no debt. That is nice. All right. And what have you and your team done? Your track record, the things that you've done in the past that are similar to the project that you're working on now.
Well, I think I should set the table on the project. Last year, just before this conference, actually, we purchased the Parrilla Silver Mine complex from First Majestic Silver. That was the Parrilla complex was their first mine that they put into production in 2004, and it operated continuously and profitably, quite profitably, until 2015 when they put it on care and maintenance when silver was approximately $15 to $16. Okay, so we purchased it on silver was about 22, and now silver's north 30. So it's a restart opportunity. There's a mine plan that we inherited about 3 million ounces a year in resources equivalent remaining. And since we acquired it over the last year, we've been aggressively drilling the property. We've drilled 18,600 meters over the last year and had tremendous success adding to the resources that are there currently. We'll look to issue an updated resource statement by the end of this year or early next with a sizable, hopefully, resource update. And, we want to put it back into production. Our goal is to put it back into production at their kind of Q3 next year. So,
okay.
Your question was, what have we done in the past? How does that relate? So I've been fortunate that been part of a team that's put 7 mines into commercial production, underground mines, similar to this in the past. And so this will be the 8th one. This is a great strategy that we found in the past to get old mines from a big company, and First Majestic is a terrific big company. Get those mines that are unloved and have been put on care and maintenance. We did that 2 previous times, once with FNX Mining and once with Lakeshore Gold, when both those companies within 4 years were sold for north of $1 billion. Okay, similar situation. Start with a low market cap. It all comes from drilling and finding more material and an updraft in the commodity, and you've had all of those items.
Okay, is there any similar geology?
Well, the first time we did this was nickel in Sudbury's. The second time was gold in Timmins, and now it's silver in Durango, Mexico.
Okay.
And if you want to have silver, and we're big silver guys, there's the most important place for silver production is in Mexico. Next would be in Peru, and then third would be in China. So we view silver very favorably, and we're in Durango, Mexico for that purpose.
Okay. All right. So probably no open pit in the near future.
There is an open pit on the property, but it's depleted and not our focus.
Okay.
We're all under.
You guys are going underground. Okay. All right. And any other metals there? Is there any copper, any gold, or is it?
There is, yes. So it's the revenue contribution is 2/3, 66% silver. So it's primarily a silver mine. And then there is byproducts of zinc and lead with a little bit of copper, and about 10,000 ounces a year of gold as a byproduct.
Okay. Well, that's not nothing. Yeah.
It's interesting because of the silver production annually, only less than 30% comes from silver mines. 28% come from silver mines. The rest comes from byproducts.
Yeah.
Copper mines. There's almost as much silver produced from copper mines as there is from silver mines, which means the price is quite inelastic.
Yeah.
If we need more silver, price could go to $100, and it wouldn't have a big impact on supply because, again, the principal supply does not come from silver mines itself. But we're well positioned to enjoy that updraft.
Yeah, yeah, and you guys could uh, be a kind of nice optionality play on that because you're so sulfur centric here.
Absolutely.
Okay.
We have another project, an exploration project called the San Diego project. That was our principal project before we bought La Parrilla. It has a very, very sizable resource. It's the third largest undeveloped silver project in Mexico. It has approximately 210 million ounces of silver equivalent. Two shouldn't have added those together, but there's measured and indicated and inferred. The lion's share of that is inferred. The deposit is quite large and open at depth, but it starts 450 meters below the surface and has been traced down to 1,100 meters below surface. Continuous mineralization over that 700-meter vertical extent with terrific drill results. Like we're talking over 300 meters of continuous mineralization in these drill intercepts, and it's open at depth. But it would be very expensive to develop because it starts 450 meters below surface. If it was at surface, a major company would certainly own this asset.
Okay.
Like we're fortunate in two different occasions in a hot silver market. That asset alone in this company has taken that to $100 million in this company.
Okay. About double where it is now.
So it provides a tremendous amount of leverage to silver in a rising market.
Okay. Who owns your company?
Okay, so First Majestic is our largest shareholder at approximately 40%. I'm very fortunate to have them. They're a terrific company and very supportive. Eric Sprott owns approximately 15%, and management owns just under 4%. And three, so collectively we own 50, 53, 54%, and the float is the remaining. There's a couple of institutions just below 10%. The rest are mostly retail shareholders in Canada, the United States, and you have a following in Europe.
Okay. How much do you own?
I own about just under 2 million shares, actually.
Okay. Okay. All right. You have skin in the game.
Yeah, we have a lot of skin in the game.
Okay.
CEO is more than double what I own. Almost every financing we participated, put our own money in. We've exercised warrants. We have not sold any shares since we came into the company in 2020. We came in, I think the shares were about 5 cents, got up as high as 64, 65 cents. When silver was really strong in 2020, we didn't sell pennies of our shares. Continue to hold all of our position. In fact, we look to add to it.
Okay. All right. What's the size, as near as you can tell, from the work that First Majestic has done when you guys took it over? You guys don't need to do a feasibility study. Is that correct?
I mean, so a feasibility study is terrific and it's very useful. It's basically an independent group of experts that document and put their estimates of what they think the landscape will look like when you're operating, including a resource. So we are doing SRK Canada does our resource statement, and that will be coming out by the end of the year. As I said, we're looking for a healthy update to that. And in terms of a PEA, this was an operating complex for 15 years by one of the biggest silver companies in the world. We have all the data, every line item, anything else that we're missing. It's only an email or a phone call away to the very supportive shareholder. So we don't feel we need today, to publish a PEA. We have all that data. We can make it available
to anyone that wants to see it on the website.
We're happy to proceed.
Okay.
And all the historical costs are available through First Majestic's filings, extensive filings that they do. We're listed on the New York Exchange. Great company.
Okay. So how big do you think it is? Like, what's the size of the prize?
So, well, the way in terms of the production, annual production, or as a resource?
The resource.
Well, the way I think about it, when we took this over, it had a mine life of 3 years. And
okay.
we didn't want to start the operation until we got to 5 years. We were a little more conservative than some. So, we see it coming in initially at 5 to 6 years of mine as known mine life based on the reserves. The resources. There is more reserves. We're limited as to where we can drill because we're drilling underground from the existing access. We can develop more access, but at this point, we've been able to drill 100, 130 meters below, sort of in 30-meter step outs, the last mining horizons. And we've been able to trace exactly or better to what they had mined previously. And again, we have all that data down 100, 120 meters. There's no reason to think it won't continue further down dip. We have enough data. We have enough confidence now. It's time to turn the mine on and start extracting at this $30 silver price, the price that's down low. So we're good on it on 6 years of mine life. There's no reason to think it won't continue. If you look at other mines in the camp along trend, only 50, 60 kilometers away, there's mines that have been operating held by very big companies, and the mining horizons are 2 to 3 times what ours is.
Okay, so 5 to 6 year mine life as of now. It'll probably grow. How much is that per year?
Well, so it's a 2,000 ton per day processing plant.
Okay,
Which is split into 2 different circuits, a sulfide and an oxide. The oxide was primarily for the open hit, which is depleted. So conceptually in our mind, if we can fill that sulfide side at 1,000 tons per day and do 300 tons from the oxide circuit, that takes us to, at the resource grade, the current resource grade, that takes us to just over 3 million ounces a year.
okay, all right. So 18 mil in the ground so far, about. Okay, all right. And that's just silver, and then also gold.
Well, it's silver equivalent.
Silver equivalent. Oh, okay, all right. So 18 million ounces silver equivalent that we know about, probably going to grow, if you can judge by what's going on in the air.
Well, it's funny you say that, because First Majestic's resource statement had 22.5 million ounces of silver. Like that when we bought it. And SRK's resource statement is 15.4 million. So a little bit of a difference of opinion on some of the resources. SRK did not allow 3.8 million ounces in the pillars and remnants underground, but SRK doesn't understand or appreciate that First Majestic successfully mines those in some of their other operations. So they know how to extract these pillars and remnants and have been doing so successful.
Okay. All right. What's the biggest unanswered question? What question or what answer are you looking for?
Well, so a lot of people say that's great. Okay, so we're going to produce 3 million ounces a year, round number. What kind of costs are you going to produce that, and what's it going to cost you up front in capita? That's sort of the hurdle, I guess, if you will.
Yeah.
So we're working through our mine plan now. If we look at what they operated at in the past and use inflation, we get to $18 to $20 an ounce, all in sustaining costs. So that means at today's prices, the margin prospectively, a lot of forward-looking statements here, would be, about $10 an ounce per year. Oh, wow. For 60 million Canadian.
Okay.
We're going to do potentially 30 million, 25, 32 million a year. That's on your silver price in cash on this asset. We're turning it on next year in the third quarter. We have to rehab the plant in order to proceed. And we believe, had 3 different engineering groups come in. We believe the cost to rehab the plant is single-digit millions.
Okay. Like 3 or like 9 or?
Let's round it to 10.
Okay. All right. 10.
We need some down payments for operating leases for some scoop trams, a truck. We have 3 scoop trams. We're going to look to add. We need some jumbo drills, some underground equipment. So that'll be $2 million for the down payment for those leases.
Okay. All right.
And we're good to go. The place is fully permitted. The complex is fully permitted. The First Majestic has done a wonderful job on maintaining social license and the permits and the equipment there. So they're quite fortunate.
Okay. And so 48 million market cap. I'm doing American. 1 million in cash, no debt. Where are you going to get the 10 million?
And that's what
It's
Parrilla. We're marketing. Yeah. So, we've got a lot of drill results that are pending. to come out from the drill program. We'll release those over the next between now and the end of the year as the QA QC gets finalized. And then we'll look to finance this. We'll, of course, first talk to our major shareholders and see where they want to land. But there is a lot of discussions going certainly with different off-takers or lenders. There's a lot of interest in financing this project.
Okay. And what do you foresee? Do you foresee issuing more shares? Do you see maybe spinning out a royalty? What do you think? Maybe
I do not foresee a royalty. We'll squash that. There's no opportunity available for that. What I see is probably a combination of equity and maybe an off-taker agreement or some small debt facility, perhaps non-dilutive financing for some of it to maintain the leverage.
Okay. Alrighty. Any final closing thoughts?
Well, we're super excited about the project. We have a lot of skin in the game. We'll add more skin in the game. I think there's 3 ways you can win on Silverstorm. There's the resource update that's coming, drill results that are coming. There's silver leverage from our San Diego project. And of course, there's the re-rating through cash flow coming next year. Silver companies tend to trade at 8 to 10 times cash flow. In a good market, that's 10 to 12 times cash flow. So we're well positioned here. We just have to execute.
Okay, right on. Well, I wish you the best of luck, Will.
Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you. Yes, and thank you for tuning in. Be sure to support the show and share this with anyone that you think needs to hear it. It's probably your buddy that can't stop talking about tech stocks. You have yourself a great rest of the day, and we will talk to you next time.